Hello everyone, and welcome back to Remote Only Hub, where I help you go remote and get unstuck. In this week's video, we're talking about 5 fully remote jobs for people who love pets and at companies that love pets too. So let's get into it. And so the first company I have for you today is Whisker, who makes Litter Robot, an automated litter box. So this is a self-cleaning, Wi-Fi enabled, and multi-cat friendly litter box. But they don't just do litter boxes, they also have a feeder robot, cat furniture, and cat litter. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, am I just going to be answering questions about litter boxes all day? Probably not, since they have other products. So before I click through to their open roles, I do want to just point out a few things here. So you can read their mission here if you're interested, but what I wanted to point out was that they really focus on doing your best work, whether that's locally or remotely. And they also offer a variety of roles here. But then I wanted to point out some of their perks, which would include parental leave. Obviously, they're pet friendly, so you can either bring your pet to work if you are in one of their in-office roles, or you can have them with you on camera as well because they believe your pets are part of the team too. The other great thing about this company is they offer not only paid time off, but you also get 13 extra days throughout the year to give you extra time to recharge. So they do value that work-life balance and not getting burnt out. And then of course they have medical, dental, and vision, and a 401k with a 4% match. All right, and so here they talk about what the recruiting process will look like for you, which is always nice to just know what to expect once you've applied. And then down below here, we've got the open role that we're going to look at, which is a customer experience supervisor. And the first thing that I want to point out here is that it does say that the customer experience supervisor will alternate frequently between performing agent level duties, such as assisting with call and email volume, and leadership duties, such as monitoring and assisting agents. So you'll serve not only as a supervisor, but also you'll kind of be a boots on the ground as well, in that you'll be assisting with call and email volume as necessary. A few other key components of this role will include training and educating staff, evaluating performance, and some of the more common leadership responsibilities, such as interviewing, hiring, planning, assigning, and directing work, appraising performance, addressing team member issues, and upholding safety and quality guidelines. But this is a great entry-level role, even though it's for a supervisor, because they're only requiring a high school diploma and 2 years of customer service leadership experience, or just 5 years of regular customer service experience, not in a supervisory type of role. And I do like down here, and they're not required but nice to have, that they say that while it's not required to have pets, it is highly recommended. And then of course they do have their benefits and perks. Alright, so let's move on to our next role, and that is with 1-800-PET-MEDS. And they are an online pet pharmacy where you can get medications shipped right to your door. But they don't just do pet medications, they also do supplements, they do food, and they also do bowls and feeders, food storage, water fountains, treats, and all types of other different pet products as well. And so what I like about PET-MEDS is they are actually licensed to dispense prescription medications in all 50 states. Alright, and then down here at the bottom we do have our careers link, and I love their quick little description here where they say, "We love our customers, employees, and of course fur babies. Join our fast-paced, fun-filled culture where you can be a part of our mission to help pets live long, healthy lives while ensuring pet parents save money on essential pet medications." And so the role we're going to look at today is going to be the customer care representative. So what I like about this role is that they have multiple shifts available. So they have 4 different shifts here that cover various days of the week and hours. And so in this role, they want you to be passionate about pet health and wellness, have an upbeat personality, be genuinely friendly, and have a strong desire to help people, among other qualities. They list some skills and experience that you'll need, but under the qualifications, I'll just point out they're only looking for a high school diploma or equivalent and experience in a customer service setting. While call center experience is preferred, it's not required, and they would also like you to be tech savvy and be able to work evenings and one weekend day each week. And then finally, as you see down here, this is a full-time position and the pay is $14 to $16 per hour. Now, while this is a much lower paying role than I would typically have on the channel, depending on where you live, or just the ability to have flexibility to be able to work remotely, the $14 to $16 an hour might be worth it to you. And so I never want to exclude these roles, just in case this is exactly the kind of culture or position, hours, or flexibility that somebody is looking for. So let's move on to our next role, which will be with the company Smalls, and they are all about fresh food for cats that is high protein, preservative free, and they offer it for cats of all life stages, and this will be delivered right to your door. They do offer a 100% money back guarantee, but cat food is really all they do, so nothing crazy here. And it is a subscription service, so if you have any experience with the company that provides a subscription, you would obviously be a shoo-in for this role, but any customer service will do. And the role we're looking at here is the full-time cat concierge, customer support associate. All right, and right up top here, they do have the pay listed $40,000 to $43,000 a year. And in this role, you'll be answering questions and providing support through email, text message, and live chat about their product, and helping to identify potential customer needs, and working with the tech team to identify user experience issues and communicate solutions with the customer effectively. They do mention that you'll be juggling multiple communication platforms that I'd mentioned previously, such as email, text, phones, and live chat, and they do expect you to travel 2 to 3 times a year for full company and team-specific retreats. They do mention what they're looking for in a candidate, and I do think it's kind of cute here. They're looking for a person that likes chatting cat. And they do mention some nice-to-haves, such as being bilingual, having previous experience in customer support at a startup, or having previously worked with platforms such as Zendesk, Customer, Shopify, Recharge, or Stripe. And I like this down here as well, where they mention if you have a sense of humor and a stash of cat memes, you're a good fit. So if you'd like to apply to this role, you can hit the apply now to begin the application process. So let's move on to our next role. BringFeedo is actually a website and mobile app that connects millions of pet owners around the globe with more than 500,000 pet-friendly places. They have no booking fees, and pet parents can look at thousands of reviews at hotels, restaurants, and attractions in all 50 states and more than 100 countries, as well as when you make a reservation, a canine concierge will ensure you're assigned to a pet-friendly room so there are no surprises at check-in. And by the way, that is actually the role we'll be talking about today, but we'll get to that in a bit. And another thing I want to mention about BringFeedo is they do also advertise dog-friendly events, and they have a directory of licensed veterinarians, sitters, and groomers within the app as well. And then down here, I just love these little icons with these dogs with headsets on. Just goes to show this company is all about dogs. So while we're down here, we'll head straight to the jobs section. And so again, the position we're looking at is for the canine concierge. And while the link does take you to Indeed, it is linked straight from their website, so it is legit. And the pay is $17.50 an hour. And so they say they are seeking to fill full-time remote positions on our customer support team. They're looking for smart, caring, and adventurous people to join our awesome team of pet travel experts. Applicants must be enthusiastic, hardworking, and team-oriented individuals with excellent customer service skills. In this role, you'll be tasked with helping BringFeedo customers around the world to make pet-friendly hotel reservations. Responsibilities also include providing travel-related advice regarding pet-friendly activities, events, and restaurants. And you will help their members via phone and email support and must be comfortable with multitasking. And of course, while having a dog is not a requirement to apply, you must love dogs. They do say no exceptions. So there's that. They also want you to have at least 2 years of experience. While they don't mention customer service experience, being that this is a customer support role, any experience that you would have in customer service or in booking reservations would also be helpful. So if you've worked at a hotel previously or had to book any travel arrangements as part of a previous role, that would give you a leg up for this position. In keeping with that flexible schedule they mentioned, they do have day, evening, and night shift options here, but it will be a Monday through Friday role with weekend availability being necessary. So if you want to apply to this role, you can do so straight through Indeed. But for now, let's move on to our last role, which is actually our bonus role for today. And I may actually throw in a few others as well that are state specific, but this one will be our main bonus role since it's not limited to any state. And so Trupanion is a pet insurance company. They cover new illnesses and injuries, hereditary conditions, breed-specific, diagnostic tests, surgeries, medication, and more. And they have paid out nearly $2 billion in claims since their founding in 1998. So this is a very reputable company that's been around for a long time. And they don't just offer dog insurance, they do also offer cat insurance as well. And we're going to breeze right past those FAQs and go straight down to the bottom where, as always, we will find that career link. And so this is not only a great company to work for remotely, but they also have incredible benefits if you work at any of their offices. And they do have offices in the US, Canada, and the UK. And so what I want to mention about those in-person roles, if you did decide to go that route, if you happen to live in an area where they do have an office, is they offer on-site childcare for employees, an on-site gym with showers and lockers, free on-site dog walking service if you bring your pet to work, and they're cat friendly too. But let's talk about some of their other benefits. So while you work for this company, obviously 100% paid medical, dental, vision, but they also have insurance for your pet. While it is only one of your pets, it's still a very nice benefit to have. And if you're fully remote, while you don't get some of their on-site benefits, such as childcare, a gym, or free on-site dog walking, they do offer discounts on technology, travel, automotive needs, pet care, health clubs, and more. They have new hire stock grants and opportunities so that you can purchase company stock with bonus payments. They have bereavement leave, not only for your loved ones, but also pets. I've actually never seen that before. Not a single company I know offers bereavement for pets, so that is a super great benefit to have. So let's go take a look at the role. It will be under corporate jobs. Down here is where we'll see our roles. So there's actually 3 roles open here that are entry level. So we have customer retention, overnight customer support, and a customer support specialist. So let's take a look at the customer support specialist role. And so up here they offer a little summary saying Trupanion is a leading provider of medical insurance for cats and dogs in North America. Our mission is to help the pets we all love receive the veterinary care they need. At Trupanion, we offer a collaborative, casual, and pet-friendly environment where everyone is encouraged to be themselves. As a customer support specialist, you'll do whatever is necessary to provide the best experience possible while engaging with customers, navigating complex situations, investigating, problem solving, and taking action in the moment. In addition, you'll help educate members on the unparalleled lifetime value and importance of having a pet protected by Trupanion. You'll provide that support through inbound phone calls, chat, and email. You'll navigate multiple systems simultaneously, and you'll need to handle sensitive, emotionally charged situations with empathy and care, exemplifying Trupanion values. And this is a great entry-level role, and that they're only looking for 2 years experience in high-volume, high-level customer service. Call center experience is a plus, but it doesn't say required. And they want you to have experience using and learning complex computer systems. So if you've had to deal with multiple systems before in a role, I would highlight that on your resume. And while this is a fully remote role, they do offer a hybrid schedule if you were interested. and you could do that out of their Seattle office. This role also does require that you have a hardwired Ethernet connection. There will be 4 weeks of training, which will be Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then after training, employees move to a permanent, non-rotating schedule. The position will include both weekend days with shifts between the hours of 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The pay for this role is $19 an hour, $1 additional if you are fluent in Spanish or French, and you'll be eligible for uncapped monthly bonuses based on individual performance. And another thing I want to point out here is that they offer 4 weeks of paid time off and 9 paid float holidays, and you get to decide which days you take off for those 9 float days. On top of that, they have a 5-week sabbatical after 5 years of employment. That's huge, because on your 5th year, not only do you get 4 weeks of paid time off, you get a 5-week sabbatical as well. And then again, down here, they talk about more of their benefits, such as their open, casual, pet-friendly, and fun office environment if you're in person at one of their locations, the free medical insurance for one of your pets, one dog or cat, and again, the in-person amenities at their Seattle office, such as the free on-site gym, free dog walking services for office pets during business hours, free parking, and again, this isn't the only role that they had open. They also had 2 other positions you could apply to as well, such as the overnight customer support specialist or the customer retention specialist. And really quickly, I did want to take a quick look with you at the overnight customer support specialist position, because they are offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus for currently licensed candidates that have property and casualty licensing. And then if you're not licensed, Trupanion will provide coursework and paid study time during the first 3 weeks of PNC training for qualified states. And so that would be all states except Florida, Georgia, and New York, unless you already hold an active PNC license in that state. All right, so let's move on to some of our bonus roles. So these will be state-specific roles, but I did want to include them in case someone just so happens to live in these states. So the first role that I have is with Chewy. And so obviously, if you're a pet parent, you probably are familiar with Chewy, very similar to PetSmart or Petco, but Chewy is a fully online retailer of pet products. And so on this page, they talk about life at Chewy, their operating principles, some perks and benefits there, and some things that I want to point out here is that they do offer Pawternity, which is something I've never seen before. So if you have a new dog, you get to have bonding time with your new dog. And they do have, if you're in person, dog-friendly offices, which would allow you to bring your dog to work with you. And then they do also offer team member discounts on all of their products. But let's keep moving here. You can see here there's a customer service representative position in Richardson, Texas, but then there's also one available in Kentucky. So we'll just pull one of those open. And if you are indeed in Kentucky, you can look through this role. You can pause it if you need time. I won't go through it since I'm not sure how many people viewing this video will be in Kentucky, but this is just your standard customer service role. Primarily, it will be inbound phone calls, but other communication platforms as well. I do want to mention they only are requiring 1 to 2 years working in a customer-focused environment. But then the other role that we'll look at here is the Richardson, Texas role. And this one is very beginner friendly. The pay does only start at $15.50 an hour. And you must reside within 90 miles of Richardson, Texas. So very, very niche, small area here. But if that just so happens to be you, you can read through all of this. I just want to point out they are only requiring 2 years of customer service experience and some basic skills such as proficiency using computers, the ability to navigate through systems, and use the internet to search for information to help support their customers. So this would be a great entry-level position to get into if you happen to live in this area. They do have some tech specs that they're requiring there. and they talk about their benefits down below. But again, super small area that you would have to live in within 90 miles of Richardson, Texas. And finally, the last role that I will have for you guys today isn't necessarily a role, it's more of an independent contractor type of job. And that obviously would be with the company called Rover. So you could become a pet sitter or dog walker through Rover and make some extra money on the side. Obviously, you'd get to make your own schedule. One of the things I like about Rover is that if you are a pet sitter or a dog walker, you are protected with up to $25,000 in vet care if something happens to the pet that you're watching. And there's 24/7 support through Rover if any issues come up. And the other thing I like about Rover is that not only do you get to set your own schedule and prices, but you get to offer a combination of pet care services. So you could watch dogs in your own house, you could watch dogs in the pet owner's house, you could walk dogs, you could do overnight boarding, drop-ins. There's multiple different ways that you could make money with the Rover app, and you get to set the size, age, and other preferences within the app as well. So if you're not really into walking big dogs or small dogs, or if you're not very experienced in taking care of senior dogs, you can always set those settings within the app. And so again, this isn't necessarily a W-2 type of job. This is more of a be your own boss, make your own schedule type of job. But it's always good to include it because if you're on the hunt for a remote job and just haven't found one yet, this is a great way to not only supplement your income, or it could be a full-time income on its own if you live in a metropolitan area where there's a need. And so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. I love dogs, so these are always fun roles for me to look at. It's always nice to see what's out there and to have the ability to combine a passion with your work life. And I would even look at some of these roles if you happen to live in an area where the company exists and has a headquarters. Some of their roles that might be in person become a lot more attractive when you get to bring your dog to work and have all those amazing benefits that go along with it. So I wouldn't necessarily exclude in-person work from your job search if you're looking remote, because sometimes maybe it's just that you haven't worked at the right company yet in person. I know for me personally, if I got to have my dog at work with me and a ton of nice benefits like having a dog walker come and walk my dog from my cubicle, that would actually make me want to work at that company. It's always super frustrating to work at a company that does not understand that pets are important too and they're part of the family. So if you're anything like me and you love having your pets around, it's a great stress relief, and you just want to spend more time with your pet, I would not only look at these remote roles that I shared today, but also check into some of the companies I shared to see what they have for in-person roles in your area. You might be surprised. And with that, make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe because I post new videos every week. And if you're looking for an entry-level or mid-range remote job, you won't want to miss it.